Okay, I'm all hopped up on Dayquil, so you never know what you're going to hear on this episode.
And we're talking about how we went viral. Talking about what? Long Island proms.
Welcome back to another episode of Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea on living your best Long Island life. You may not know it because my voice is weird, but I'm Kristen.
I'm Sharon. Welcome back.
Welcome back. I obviously have what everybody on Long Island and apparently New York, because I saw Savannah was out sick on the Today Show today, has been going around.
Ay.
I'm on the tail end of it though. So
Yeah. Knock on wood. I don't get it.
I've been trying to keep my distance from you
And here
and
we are.
everybody, but we're back, and you know what? We're powering through because that's
Yeah.
what we do here.
Yeah.
We're not
trucking.
Yeah, we're here for yous. Okay. So I would say, Sharon, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
As they would say in Ricky Bobby, I'm all hopped up on Dayquil.
Yeah. Yeah. Making you feel real
I'm
good.
all hopped up. Yeah. No, I don't know about that, but like I've like really, my body is running on Dayquil and NyQuil right now. Dayquil, Dayquil. What I would like is the early evening, late afternoon quill.
Mm.
If somebody could invent that.
Yeah. Like they should separate it out.
Right,
Like
because
a
I'm
morning
like-
quill,
Yeah.
midday quill.
Right. Because I like try to drag it out in the morning because I know the Dayquil only lasts so long.
Right.
And I need to be here to a certain time. And then I get home. I mean, all I'm doing at this point is like track. Everyone's like, is it dinner? Is it, like, what can I get you? And I'm like, I'm just literally staring at the clock,
Right.
waiting to see the latest I can go without taking.
Another dose.
Yeah. Well, because I can't take it. Earliest I can take NyQuil.
Yeah.
Last night it was like 7:30. I'm like, this is it. I'm going in.
I'm going in, going down. And I hate it because you wake up like hungover.
Yeah.
Like the NyQuil hungover when you overdose yourself.
The Dayquil, NyQuil hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was telling you the story. It's funny because I stopped by Starbucks this morning and got my green tea. You're laughing at me because you're like, you're going to tell the story. So I'm going to tell it just for the listeners. I'm going to say it because I'm a giver, Sharon.
And we're here for yous.
So I had my green tea from Starbucks, and today they went light on the ice, which I was like, of all days.
Right. When you want that ice cold liquid.
You know, my throat is like, I need some numbness.
Yeah.
Whatever. This is just the way my day's going.
Right.
Right. So there's like 3 cubes of ice in there. So it's kind of running fine. So I get here and I'm coming up to the office and I just decide like, I'm just going to bypass it. I need to use a restroom. I'm going to go straight to the 4th floor. I'm going straight to the Kingdom restroom.
Yes.
You know,
To the penthouse.
I'm going to the penthouse restroom today, which was, by the way, like Grand Central.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's Grand Central in there, though. It's busy.
Oh, yeah. Revolving door.
I
yeah.
was like, whoa, what takes place on that 4th floor? It's like mysterious
lot,
to me. It's like Severance.
actually.
It's like Severance up
Yeah. It's crazy.
there. So I go up there and I come out and I have my like watered down green tea, iced green tea. And this older lady, you can tell her age by what she says to me. She's waiting to use the restroom. And I'm like, yeah, sorry, it's not my restroom. I'm using it.
I'm
like, you know what I
crashing.
mean? Like, I'm crashing your restroom.
Yeah.
She's waiting and she looks at me. And I thought she was going to say something. She looks at me and she looks at my cup and she goes, I wouldn't want to come out of the commode with something looking like that. And then I looked at my tea, which definitely looked like something that you should not come out of the commode with. And I thought, this is gross. Like, I
Yeah.
don't even want it anymore.
No, I don't want to drink it.
I'm
I'll
never
never
gonna look
drink
at
it
my
again.
iced green tea from Starbucks the same. I looked at her and
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God, that
oh
is
my God, that
hilarious.
is true.
That is
That's
hilarious.
some wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Also, thank you for your restroom.
Thank you.
Anyway, so that's where I'm at mentally.
Yeah. Mm.
I don't know. So just bear with me
I'm
as
here
we go
for
through this.
you,
But we have a
girl.
lot to talk about, Sharon, because guess what? Apparently, what we need to do to get really amazing engagement in this podcast is we need to talk about Long Island proms.
Yes. Incredible.
We went
Incredible. Viral again.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just, Michael, when did you launch it? Was it yesterday that you put that clip up?
Yeah, yesterday at like 4.
And it's got almost 200,000 likes and over 300 comments.
It's insane.
People, this is what I'm saying though. You start talking about Long Island proms
Uh-huh.
And that's when things get real.
It gets
on
real up in
the
this.
island.
Yes.
Okay.
And
People
like
have
we
comments.
said, we listen, we don't judge.
Yeah,
We're
no,
just talking.
but I loved it. I was looking at the comments this morning and they're awesome. Everyone's like, yup. This is where I got my Long Island prom
Yep.
dress and it was $1 zillion and this is a, and what I loved and I wanted to talk about, like Long Island proms, the other thing that hits different other than, and maybe they do this everywhere in the country now, but honestly, I do think it's extra. Like I was talking to Courtney on our team today. She grew up in upstate and she was like, no, we also, she's like, I went to a boutique and this is kind of a New York thing as well, but Long Island does everything a little bit more.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like events.
Right.
And she's like, no, I had an expensive dress. She's like, but people would go to like Macy's or whatever and also get their dresses. So I do think it's extra in the dresses. But the other thing, and I'm glad somebody brought this up in the comments, because the reason why, like Tegan's prom is not until June.
Right.
It's late June. And we had to go ASAP. First thing after the holidays, she wanted to go. Because sometimes you have to order the dress.
Right. Takes
And
time.
Let me tell you, there's some drama around that. There have been times you order these dresses and they don't come in for whatever reason, because God knows where they're coming from and where they're made or whatever. And I've seen, like last year it was on the news. One of the places where I got Kinsey's dress was on the news because the dresses weren't coming in. So you have to get them early, but also the most important reason you have to go early is because there's an Instagram. Did you know this?
No.
So the high schools, I'm assuming everywhere, Michael knows this. So Long Island prom especially, but maybe this happens elsewhere. There's an Instagram page dedicated to the prom dresses. So as soon as you pick out your prom dress, you post it on the Instagram so that no one else gets your dress.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so if you don't get your prom dress ASAP, there's
Then you're
slim
stuck.
pickings.
Yeah.
Slim
That's
pickings,
crazy.
or you have to look at the person that has that dress and say, I'm gonna wear it better.
Sorry.
Sometimes you can get a different color, and that's okay too. You can get the same dress, different color, but everybody, and then plus everybody's gonna know that that person posted it first,
Right.
and then you're showing up
Yep.
in that same dress. That's a no-no.
That's a no. But I like the who wore it better. I like that.
You're just gonna go with it.
Yeah, go for it.
You're like, I'm gonna do it. No, then everyone's gonna be like, I can't believe Sharon did that because obviously Kristen posted it first. And that is so rude of her
So
to
rude.
do that.
What is it? So, yeah, no.
Don't be rude.
Stop.
So, so it's a whole culture.
That's crazy.
And, you know, the other thing is at Tegan's high school,
Yeah.
it's wild the way they do prom. They do prom at the high school. Like some do it elsewhere.
A lot of high schools here do it like at catering venues.
Yeah, like
or
really nice
yeah.
venues.
Like I know really nice venues. I know a high school that did it at Ohika. Like, come on.
Come on. Good for them.
But they charge prom tickets. So it's not, yeah.
They charge prom tickets for Tegan's prom, and
Yeah.
it's at the school.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, but was yours at the school, or was it at a venue? You're the Long Islander. You got to tell us.
I didn't go to it.
Oh, you didn't go
Yeah.
to prom. Oh, what about
So-
prom, Blaine? What about
prom?
Yeah.
Three Village does like a red carpet thing.
So, Three Village. Okay. Just so you know, you sign up to be on the prom committee as a parent,
Okay.
and the moms or dads, mostly moms, as far as I know, decorate. There's a theme, and they decorate the whole front of the school as well. And then the gymnasium part is where they have prom.
Right.
And they do it like they transform it.
Yeah, it's probably like go have a theme.
They have a theme. They work all year.
What is Tegan's theme?
I think it's Romeo and Juliet.
Love it.
I know. I'm here for it. Here for it. She wanted to be Bridgerton, and I was like, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yep.
Let's do it. And then I'm like, oh my God. when she's picking out her dress, I'm like, but Romeo and Juliet. And she's like, Mom, this is not the Met Gala.
Oh.
Okay, we don't do our dresses themed with a theme. And I was like, okay. Oh, or maybe they were supposed to be Romeo and Juliet. Or maybe they're deciding between Alice in Wonderland. I can't remember. Anyway, it's one of those. But then they go all out.
Okay.
So then there's a red carpet. Okay. So the kids, you line up your cars in the parking lot. You line up like they sit in these cars for 2.5 hours
It's crazy.
to walk the red carpet. Was that like this at yours proms? Okay. I'm checking with the team. So then they have bleachers along the red carpet, and the parents that are on the prom committee get the tickets
To the bleachers. That's
to
awesome.
the bleacher seats.
Oh my gosh.
And so her best friend's mom was like, "Are you going to do it with me? And we'll sit in the bleachers." I'm like, "No, no," because also get this, they stream it. It's streamed on YouTube.
On YouTube? Oh my gosh.
We because we've had 2 girls already go through this. We have the parents. We meet at our house.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone does the pictures. We have the car pick all the kids up, and then the parents. We have a watch party,
I love that.
and we're
That's
in
better
my house.
to do it there.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
in
I
your
don't want
living
to
room.
sit.
You did that with Kenzie.
Kenzie and Penelope.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember talking about her walking in heels.
Oh my God. And then it's horrible. Thank God they did not do this when I was in prom, because these kids half the time it's the first time wearing heels,
Right, exactly.
And they've been sitting in the car for 2 hours, and then they're trying to get out and walk on camera in front of cheering crowds. And then some of them try to do the dip, and you're like, "Don't do it.
Don't do
Don't
it.
do
Don't
the
do
dip
it.
unless you're really confident."
Yeah.
There's been dips that have gone wrong.
Oh God.
There have been spins
Oh.
that did not complete.
Mm.
You're like, there's a lot of, anyway, it's a whole, like, what are you going to do? You get out, what are you going to do? You're going to do a hand clap.
Yeah.
You're going to do some,
It's
you
a
have to do
whole
some like
entrance.
movement.
Yeah.
You have to do something that stands out because you just get out and walk. Anyway, I'm just saying, somebody put on one of the comments like, "Oh, this isn't just Long Island. This is everywhere." I'm like, I'm telling you, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've lived other places.
It's not this.
It's the same thing. Like homecoming in West Texas is a completely different thing. Like they have these mums that are insane, and that's a whole other story. But that's something that people in West Texas thinks happen everywhere.
right.
And it doesn't.
It doesn't. Yeah.
It doesn't. This is prom on Long Island is wild. And so
It is
I
wild.
loved hearing the comments.
I know. It was awesome.
And I loved where everybody bought their dresses. So tell me about like your proms. You should, let us know.
Yeah. I love a good theme.
I'm telling you, the watch party is awesome.
I know.
I'm so glad they didn't do that when I was, because it lives forever. If you
Right.
trip, and you get out and trip, and it happens. There was one, it was bad. It was like dominoes in slow motion. These kids were going down, and you're watching as a parent. You're like, oh, but it's so fun. It is fun to watch as a parent because you get to see all the beautiful dresses.
Right. Don't they come like it's how they arrive, like what kind of car they pull up
Oh.
in?
MG, you got to reserve the fire trucks.
Yeah.
Early.
It's
If
crazy.
your dad or uncle is a volunteer firefighter,
Yeah.
there's every other car is a fire truck.
That's so funny.
Fire trucks. So I remember saying to Kinsey, I'm like, we should pull up in Lily,
I know. I love
discover
this.
Long Island. And she was like, you would stab me first. You would stab me before I pulled up in Lily. I was like, no one else can do that.
Right.
We'll pull up in Lily.
Bless and Billy
No,
Joel.
it's all about the cars, and then they'll pull up in their parents' fancy car, and you can tell, and then they get out, and then like there's bleachers on the other side too, and the parent like runs in and like gets in the car and drives away. Like the parents spend their entire day dedicated to
Oh
prom.
my gosh.
It's
I love
such
that.
a cool community,
It is.
right? I mean,
so cool.
everybody is so involved.
Yeah.
And listen, you're spending $1 zillion on these dresses. They need to make it feel special.
Absolutely.
And everybody in the whole town, everybody goes to Stony Brook Village and takes their pictures on the lawn.
Aw.
All of prom. And so I remember when the girls first moved here, they were in 3rd and 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Kara Hahn was like, "Oh, Kristen, this is the thing. We take all the little girls from the elementary school
Oh my God.
and they all go and watch all the big girls
That is
take
so
all their pictures."
cute.
So you grow up anticipating the day that you
my
get
gosh,
to be on.
that is adorable. I
I'm
love
telling
it.
you, it is extra,
That is so cute.
but awesome.
Yeah.
So love the comments on TikTok. So let's talk about TikTok.
We're scared.
I can't even. This might be the worst thing that.
Has ever happened to you?
Yeah.
I have detached myself from TikTok a while ago because I was like going down those holes a very long time and it was like very distracting. So I kind of stopped.
Mhm.
But now that I know it's going possibly away, I'm right back there.
I'm telling you, in anticipation of TikTok no longer being around, I am in deep mourning.
Yeah.
And I am spending every second I can
I'll tell you what,
relishing it.
I don't think it's going to go away.
I hope you're right.
I really don't. I think somebody's going to buy it, depending on who.
Did you hear they're like, oh, Elon Musk is putting together a proposal? I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
shock and awe.
sure.
Shock and awe.
Of course. Of course.
I don't even care at this point. Elon Musk, help me
Yeah.
save it.
Save it.
I don't care. anybody can come in and save TikTok. I'm like, you're here. Did you hear that? So, which I think is the most hilarious thing, or of rebellion. The answer to everybody now everyone's in anticipation of TikTok going away. They're going to the actual Chinese version of TikTok called Red Note.
No.
This is so American. This has been the biggest backfire of the American government ever, because American government wants to ban TikTok. And so like in a day, over 10,000 people and a lot of celebrities, everybody's on Red Note now. And Red Note is literally in Mandarin.
Wow.
And so now everyone's just fully talking to everyone in China.
That is so
and just
funny.
like put out the middleman and
That
just
is so funny.
Everyone's like learning Mandarin.
Wow. That's funny.
They're teaching you how to say fun things in Mandarin.
I love it.
Everybody's over there.
I love that.
You know what? We're just going straight to the Chinese version then.
Yeah. We got this.
That is hilarious. That is the American spirit. Somebody's like me. They're like me. I seen all these TikToks are like me moving to China so I can stay on my TikTok. Like, hello, welcome. Like,
I'm here.
But I
That's
just,
funny.
as we discuss TikTok, I just want to highlight, because a lot of people are like, oh, it's TikTok, and why are you so why do you care so much about it? And TikTok, you could, one of the reasons you can understand why some people in government don't want you to have TikTok is because how quickly it can mobilize people.
Yeah.
I mean, just that many people going over to Red Note is one thing. Everybody on TikTok knows about it now, and you can mobilize people so quickly.
Yes.
For bad, but also good.
Right.
So, as we talk, that we're still going through the LA wildfires, which have been so devastating.
So devastating. So sad.
Since the last time we were on here, it is just really unimaginable to see those images and think about what those poor people are going through. And I was just reading today how the travel industry is really stepping up.
I read that too.
Yeah, and how a lot of the hotels are giving free hotel rooms and they're letting you donate your points to people. And I love that about our industry. We're always the first to like step up and try and help people. And it's so crazy. But one of the people who have been most prominent from the fires are Heidi and Spencer Montag. Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt.
Yep.
Do you remember them?
Yeah.
Did you watch The Hills?
Barely, but yeah.
Stacy's in here. Stacy, did you watch The Hills? No. Of course, Stacy didn't watch The Hills. Like, Stacy's too cool for The Hills. Okay. The Hills was like pretty cool. It was epic, pretty cool. Right? It was reality shows. It was scripted reality before people, and no one knew. Was it reality? It was scripted. It was pre-Kardashians.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
And Heidi and Spencer were like this couple. They were so amazing. And Heidi was like the good girl, and Spencer was the bad guy.
Yeah.
And he corrupted her, and then she got all this plastic surgery, and everybody hated Spencer. He was the guy you love to hate.
Yes.
And they played on those, but they're married.
And they're so in love still.
They're so cute. 15 years later, and they have two beautiful children.
Yeah.
And, but this has been their thing. And you know what? It's interesting because I think it's true to form. If you watch them on TikTok, that's who they are. She's like a sweetheart, and he really is like the guy that just says whatever he's thinking.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care about the consequences. But it's funny because he did this. So, people are always like, again, they were not the most popular people. And she came out with this pop album.
No.
A while. Yeah. She came out with this pop album, and everybody was making fun of it for a long time. It's called Superficial. Sharon, you've got to get on TikTok before it ends, because this is everywhere on TikTok right now. Okay. So, and the cool thing, so they're crying like they lost their house, and they were one of the first people because they're so prominent on social media and TikTok in particular. And I loved Spencer Pratt was like, oh yeah, funny how the whole time we were trying to build our careers after The Hills was canceled in 2010. Since then, everybody's been saying, you're just broke losers. No one cares about you. You're nobodies. Wow. And as soon as my house burns down, oh, you're just a rich celebrity. Why does anybody care? He's like, what a rebrand. What a rebrand over 20. So he started saying, and it was really hard to watch anybody go through that loss.
Oh, yeah.
And so they've been very transparent. And he started saying, if you want to help us, if you could just start streaming Heidi's song.
Wow.
Her album.
Okay.
And so that's the number one thing happening on TikTok right now. Everybody in America, Taylor Swift.
Wow.
She's like dancing. Howie Mandel, of course, our friend Bethany, literally everybody. A Diplo, Pitbull decided to write a lyric. Pitbull wrote a lyric and put it in.
I love it.
And everybody, it's number one on iTunes right now.
That's amazing.
Number one, like in 14 different countries.
Wow.
because people want to help them.
Yeah. And I hear that, like everybody's like, oh, all these rich celebrities, whatever. It's, there's human too. And it's not just them that live there,
If
like
you look at the footage, there's a lot of people that you can tell are not rich celebrities that are out of homes. And it's 100,000 people at this point.
So crazy.
But yeah, I love that it doesn't cost you anything to be kind, to stream somebody's music
Absolutely.
and to just, support them and everybody. It's just been fun. It's just in my For You page now. Everybody's scrolling through, but that is also the power.
Yeah.
And that's what they were on Good Morning America this morning. And they're like, this is life-changing for us. And he's so funny. On one of his TikToks, he's like, oh, somebody's like, oh, you're just trying to soak off the social media for every penny you can get. He's like, duh. I just lost everything in my world.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need every dollar.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. Why not use social media?
Yeah. So I just love TikTok and, I think it can be used for good. And the other story that I love that has been used for good on TikTok and Instagram Reels, I think, is there's this company called SB Mowing.
Okay.
Have you heard of this?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I came across it, and this is a guy, and I thought he was like a mowing company, but I think he just makes his money off of social media and by views and likes and clicks or engagement. And so he just goes to people that have really bad yards that needs help, and he just mows their lawns for free. And then he records it and posts on social media. Yeah. And he went to this little old lady's house.
Oh my gosh.
Because someone from the city called him. He's in Wichita, Kansas.
Okay.
I had to search. Like, it doesn't make it easy to find out who he is.
Right.
I'm like, is he local? Let's give him business.
Yeah.
He went to this little old lady's house because she was getting fined. She was about to get $240 fine, and she comes out. She's so frail and little. And he's like, her house was a disaster, the mowing. He cleans the whole thing, trims the trees, does the driveway, everything. And she's like crying, and she has these little stares, and she's clearly so elderly and frail and grateful. And so it was really great. They got like 100 million views.
Wow.
And now he set up a GoFundMe.
Wow.
And thought, let's see if we can get you an accessible ramp, fix your driveway, help you a little bit. Okay. It's in People Magazine now. Over $700,000 was raised for this lady. And that's the power of social media.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Right? You can do good things. It's not all just dancing and, it really is. You can mobilize for good.
Exactly. That's awesome.
Sharon, just if TikTok gets banned.
I know. Dan's the same way. I feel bad. Feel bad for you TikTok addicts.
I know. Well, it's hard to not go down that rabbit hole.
I know.
Because, what the algorithm is good. And so that's the thing. It can be used for evil if you're looking at evil things.
Yeah.
But if you are a positive person and you like these positive stories, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get positive stories.
Yep, exactly.
And that's what's amazing. And that's why I love it, because it's all the dog stories. Anyway, so.
It's not going to go anywhere. You heard it here first.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so speaking of things that we're going to talk about here first, let's talk about our taste of Long Island.
Speaking of good things.
Good things.
So we are having the North Fork potato chips that are made from farm fresh potatoes grown on the North Fork. Known for their crispy texture and bold flavors, these chips are a true taste of our region. You can find them along with other local Long Island products at our Long Island Welcome Center on the LIE between exits 51 and 52. It's the perfect spot to discover and support local artisans and producers. Voted #1 potato chip in Newsday Taste Test in 2022. And this recognition highlights their commitment to quality and their status as a local favorite. They're a must-try for anyone seeking an authentic Long Island snack. Learn more about where you can pick some up at northforkchips.com. Again, that's northforkchips.com. They were just recently showcased on News 12, of course. And the daughter of the original farmer bought the farm and restructured it and made it into North Fork chips. And it's really awesome, that story. It's like heritage. It's amazing.
Great story. And the most delicious chips, I'm just going to say.
They truly are. I mean, Cape Cod chips. Oh. Like everybody knows those Cape.
Yeah, but they're
thick. Yeah. That's what these are like.
But better.
But better.
Honestly, they're so good.
Yeah.
The quality.
Long Island grown.
Literally.
It's amazing.
Get them. Get them right now. And so, again, northforkchips.com. Thank you so much, because, we're going to enjoy those, the whole team. Okay, before we get into some other Long Island news, and I'm just so sorry to our listeners for my ridiculous voice, but get this. You're going to love the story.
Okay.
So I've been talking about my platinum bar, right? And it's a new year. And they lowered the classes to 12.
How was the party, by the way?
Yeah, about that.
Oh, that's what we're getting into.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
just get into it. So I'm telling Thomas and Tegan over the weekend, I was like, I was looking at my bar schedule, and I'm like, yeah, it was like Saturday night, 7:00. And I'm like, I'm just a little bit peeved that they're lowering the standards, it makes it less like, meh. And Tegan goes, when is that party, by the way? And I'm like, oh, that's coming up. And look, missed it. It was that day. It was Saturday. It was Saturday. And by the way, I was sitting at home and I got up. I was dressed. Like, I don't know why. I decided, like, on the weekends, I don't always usually do my whole hair and makeup and everything. But I did. Felt like Thomas and I went to the country corner, had a beer, and then we just went home. We were just, like, vibing on the couch all day, totally chill. I look at my calendar. I'm like, wait, what day is this? I'm like, oh, that was today.
Man, you were looking so forward to it.
Tegan was like, oh my God, you poor thing. I was like, oh, it's only a year worth of work.
Right.
Only a year worth of work. Missed the party. I'm like, not for nothing, Pure Bar. Okay. I got the invite to the party 3 weeks ago, before, like, in the midst of the holidays.
Yes.
Like between Christmas and New Year's. Okay. If there's ever anything that was going to get lost in the shuffle,
100%.
I did put it on my calendar, but I get literally 2 notices an hour before every single bar class I sign up for.
Yeah.
I get one from, like, the studio and one from the app. I could not be more notified.
Right. That you have signed up for a class.
And I was at bar that morning.
And nobody said anything?
In the studio. No one said a word.
Huh.
There was nothing.
Have you been since?
Don't forget. Yeah. I went the next morning because I go every day.
Right.
On the week, I go every Saturday. So I went on Sunday morning and everyone's like, oh my God, the party was so fun. So out of 20 people.
Yes.
They were like, I walked in, I'm like, I missed it because it was on my calendar, but like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking about the date, but I forgot. And there was, like, no reminder.
Right.
Like, even Evite will send you a reminder.
Right.
No. And they were like, oh my gosh, so sorry. Yeah, it said that 15 people RSVP'd and only 11 showed up. So 4 people forgot it.
Missed. Yeah.
And, like, it was so fun. We all took our picture and we all signed the bar and we were doing, I'm like, cool.
I'm so glad you guys had a great time.
Huh.
That's so frustrating. I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah.
It's true though. Like, I feel like everybody, the way they're doing invites now, like especially kids' birthday parties, it's all through text. Like, you click on a link to get an invite. That doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. I'll say RSVP, yes, and then, like, I miss these kids' birthday parties all the time.
Yeah.
And my kids come home and they're like, Mom, what happened at Jackson's party? And I'm like, when was it?
Yes.
But, like, you literally miss them because there's no send a paper invitation.
Yes. Or remember the days of Evite?
Right.
What happened to that? Did that get banned? Was that a China thing too? Because Evite would send you a reminder. Like, why? Why are all these things that are so effective and good getting not utilized?
I don't know.
I'm like, I was so upset.
I know. I don't blame you.
So
like, they're going to redo?
I said,
you and the other 4 girls should go out yourselves and be like, we had so much fun.
I said to the ladies, I was like, was there like a gift bag or anything that I might get then? Or they were like, no, we all took our picture and it's going to be on a mug or something. I'm like, oh, cool.
That's dumb.
Amazing. I don't know.
At least you didn't miss out on Stanley or something.
Well, I have Stanley. I don't know. It's just like, okay, whatever. It's my fault. It's my fault. Keep your calendar.
But I'm surprised your own calendar didn't remind you. But you know what?
Right.
Like, it was a Saturday. You're not thinking to look at your calendar.
Exactly. I look at my calendar every day. I plan. And on the weekends, I don't.
Right.
And this is what happens. But you know what else you should put on your calendar is let's just talk about things to do on the East End this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Because there is a lot happening on the East End.
Yes, there is.
Thanks to our partners.
Some exciting events.
East End Getaway. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So January 24th, Friday night music at Suru and Lieb Vineyards Tasting Room. That is so much fun. I love that. Long Island Comedy Festival at the Suffolk. Saturday, the 25th, live music by Jay Shepherd Band at the Riverhead Polish House. And you can visit the Halleckville Museum Farm. Group and private tours are available to book. And then Sunday, the 26th, is the 3rd annual North Fork Polar Plunge. Have you ever done a polar plunge?
I don't believe in them. I mean, for charity. Okay.
Yes.
Great. But no, because then you end up sounding like me.
Right, right. And the news today, they were like, do not, I'll talk about that in a minute. The 3rd annual North Fork Polar Plunge at Veterans Park in Mattatuck. Visit Oyster Lounge and have a drink overlooking the majestic Peconic Bay at Shoals in Southold. They're open daily 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. But did you know this fun fact about the East End?
Let's hear it.
The Montauk Point Lighthouse, located at the easternmost point of Long Island, was commissioned by George Washington in 1792 and is the oldest lighthouse in New York State.
Actually did know that.
I know.
I love that lighthouse, as you know.
Yes.
And I know you do too. You always go to the lighting of the lighthouse.
It's so beautiful.
Have you ever done a polar plunge?
No, so I signed up for one the year that I found out I was pregnant with Braden, and I found out I was pregnant, so I couldn't do it. I supported it though. But on the news this morning, Alex Kalmavea, or whatever, the meteorologist, was talking about how the ice thickness in the lakes and ponds on Long Island right now are like deceiving, and that they're not safe. So like a lot of kids like to go play hockey or ice skate on the lakes and the ponds, and like don't do it because a woman jumped in one of the lakes yesterday to save her dog, and she was like rushed to the hospital. It's like hypothermia. It's crazy.
I just feel like should be somewhat common knowledge not to jump into ice cold water.
People
in the
don't. I
winter.
mean, like you just lose your mind when you see your dog jump in the water. I guess.
No,
I don't know.
That is 1,000% correct.
Yeah.
I would probably jump in front of a moving freight train if my dog did. It's just instinct.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But people don't realize like that they don't know to. How do you know how thick the ice is? You know, like it looks frozen.
Just assume it's not thick.
Right. That's what they're saying.
But that's a West Coaster, right? Like the thought of going out and sitting on ice. Like I've seen people. I just didn't even say West Coast because I've seen people even in like Colorado, and they'll drive their trucks.
Yeah, like ice fishing. People do that,
and I'm like, to me,
it freaks me out. Like people in Maine do that. Like they'll go out with like huts and like wood stoves and
I just don't understand that. I can't fathom it. I can't picture it. Okay. Thank you for that. And thank you to our partners at eastendgetaway.com.
Yes.
And make sure for all of your East End, if you are into polar plunges and if not, by the way, any of those other things, go to eastendgetaway.com and there will be something for you for sure all year round. Thanks to our partners at East End Getaway. The other thing you should put on your to-do list is to go to discoverlongisland.com and look at our blog. Because if you don't I think the opposite of the polar plunge, jumping into ice, is enjoying the winter in a cozy igloo.
Yes.
That's more my style. I don't do that, but the igloos, give me the igloos all day long.
Yeah. So we have a blog up now, igloo dining experiences on Long Island. And there are a ton of them because 'tis the season. Baker House 1650 in East Hampton.
By the way, did we do the giveaway, Michael? And what happened with that?
So the winner was contacted for the Baker House giveaway for the Igloo Experience gift card. But we have another giveaway coming very soon.
Ooh, let's hear it.
For the Long Island Tea podcast. Next week, it's going to be happening when the next week's episode airs, but you all get a little preview. It is going to be a spa experience at the Baker House.
Oh,
and their spa is gorgeous.
Have you ever been to the Baker House, Sharon?
No.
It is gorge. I mean, it is so beautiful. I love that place. The spa, whoa, that's huge.
That is huge.
Michael just spilled some serious tea
right there.
Whoa. So make sure you're following all of our socials, the tea social as well as Discover Long Island, because we do giveaways on both.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay,
that's going to be amazing.
Whoa.
So just to go back to the blog, but I feel like go to the website and read the blog because there's a ton of them. But Mirabelle Tavern, where we were live a couple episodes ago, their igloos are open now in Stony Brook. And Harmony Vineyards, St. James, RGNY Vineyards, personal greenhouses. That's different. I like that.
Yeah, in RGNY, it's like these cute little private like greenhouses that are like igloos, but a little bit more, just a little bit unique.
That's cute. I
Mm.
love it. Yeah, so go to discoverlongisland.com to read the blog.
Love it. And I love, again, our communications team is always so on point and timely with this content. But they're so cute, all these little igloos. Okay, so other stuff happening on Long Island. Did you hear that Sylvester Stallone purchased a mansion in East Hampton?
Oh, did I ever?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Were you invited to the housewarming?
No, not yet.
Sylvester Stallone, come on.
Come on.
Don't you know?
Yo.
Don't you know it's part of being a Long Islander? It's like the initiation. You have to invite Long Island tea
Yes,
to your housewarming.
I'll be there.
I mean, do you not know? Also, Sylvester Stallone, pro tip, you're on Long Island.
Yes.
Okay, you're not in Long Island.
Yes.
You got to teach the newcomers this,
I
Sharon.
know. They got to get to know it. It's crazy. He bought it for $24 million.
Yeah,
And
almost
all
25,
cash.
24.95 in cash.
Cash deal. What are you doing, Sylvester?
Listen, Rocky, Rambo, I mean, icon.
Icon.
And clearly also wasn't one of those celebrities that blew all of his money.
Right.
So good for him.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Sound investment.
Sound investment.
We approve.
Yes. It's designed by James Michael Howard, and it features 8 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, and luxurious amenities such as a pool house, chef's kitchen, and a screening room. Stallone intends the home for his daughters, Sophia, Sistine, and Scarlett, and plans to spend time there with his wife, Jennifer Flavin.
Yeah. They're still together. They've been together for a long
That's
time.
crazy.
It's a little celebrity.
You know what I just found out? And I don't know, maybe you did tell me this, but Hugh Jackman and his wife divorced after so many years.
Yeah. We talked about this.
We did?
I think so. Did we
I'm
talk
like
about it, Michael?
heartbroken over that.
And you know why?
Why? Because he
He's-
was cheating?
He's with Sutton Foster. They were
Hugh.
together in The Music Man. Is it The Music
Stop.
Man? Is that what it's called? The Music Man? Yeah, it's that musical. They kept it low key for a while, but Sutton Foster.
Just when you think.
Yeah, well,
Mm.
no one's, everything is fragile.
I know.
You gotta life is fragile, love is fragile, and you gotta show up every day
Yeah.
because you never know.
You never know. That's crazy.
Okay, so what else? Anything else? Oh, was there another the other thing I was going to say, speaking of Long Island life, is, we always talk about Long Island life. One of the best things about it is that speaking of Sutton Foster and the Music Man, we're so close to New York City that it's Broadway week.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yes. My sister's been trying to she's like, come on. And I'm like, I can't find a date that works.
Oh, it's so hard. So Broadway week, PS, is January 21st through February 9th. And that's 2-for-1 Broadway tickets. And also, it coincides with New York Restaurant Week.
Oh, that's so amazing.
Oh, yeah, they plan that. They're pretty
Good
smart.
job.
Yeah, so my recommendation is The Great Gatsby.
Yes.
If you have not seen The Great Gatsby on Broadway, and this is your opportunity, it is so great. And they came and they sang
Yeah.
our gala.
It's
And
incredible.
it's the 100th anniversary of The Great Gatsby. Make sure you just go see it. And
Yeah.
you're going to learn about The Great Gatsby. You forgot the story, I'm sure.
And what a good performance.
Oh.
It's just so amazing.
And the set is incredible. So, that would be my recommendation.
Absolutely. I do want to see and Juliet. It looks so good.
I know. I've been
looks
seeing
so
a lot of
good.
commercials for that. Okay. Oh, I just clicked out of my notes. Someone texted me. All right, Sharon, are you ready for some celebrity?
Yes.
There's a lot of celebrity going on. There's There's a lot of celebrity. First of all, I'm happy to say that our beloved Princess Kate is in remission.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about her for a while, right? And I mean, she's a future queen.
Yeah.
Literally. Our future queen. We love our Princess Kate. And so that is the best news ever. Speaking of couples that are dissolving, Jessica Simpson is splitting with her husband of
Wow.
10 years.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, they're splitting. I'm not that surprised. He's a football player, ex-football player or something like that. I don't know. I was, again, another one of the first reality shows that I was wrapped up in was the Jessica Simpson,
Oh, yeah.
Nick Lachey
Definitely.
show.
100%. But you know why I'm surprised? Because she recently, they've been through a lot together.
Yeah, they have.
You know, like and stayed through it with each other.
I mean, it's always sad.
Surprise.
It's always sad. Too bad. Sorry, Jessica Simpson. But I don't know. I still hold out for, like, we watched The Ultimatum, the new Ultimatum, which was so good.
Is it?
Yeah, Stacey's watching
All
it
right,
too.
I didn't watch it yet.
Tegan made us watch it. Tegan wanted to watch it with me, and I was like, Thomas is he's cramping my trash TV
Yeah.
binging. And then so I was like, Thomas, can you go on like a trip again so that Tegan and he was like, I'll watch it with you. So that literally by the end of episode 1, Thomas is like more
Totally
invested
hooked.
than anyone,
Yeah,
invested than anyone. So we watched the whole scene. It was so good because it's so good because it's one of those, you can so easily see from the outside at these couples. They're too close.
Right.
Anyway, but it's hosted by Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey.
Yeah.
And apparently it's because she gave him the ultimatum. And so this is the whole show. It's a great show. No offense, but I'm still hoping for a Nick Lachey, Jessica Simpson
Reunite?
redo. I don't know. I just love myself some Nick Lachey.
I know. They're so
And she's
they
so
were
cute.
cute together.
They were so cute.
They were so cute together. I watched that. What else you got?
Oh, okay. So that's happening. I finished Landman.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Have you started it?
No, because I can't get Paramount.
Oh,
I don't understand it.
I don't understand. That's the only bad thing about streaming is like, it's really hard.
It's hard. You got to pick and choose which you want to stream
It's
because
difficult.
like
Where are these shows?
where are the shows and like what's worth streaming for one show or wait until it goes like
Where are the shows? Which stream? The amount of time we spend trying
And
to
then
remember
I
which
wonder
show, and
if-
then where are we in the show?
Yeah.
Where do we pick up where we left off? Did we finish that show?
yeah,
And then, not to mention that, it's like who's watching, and everybody has their profile.
right.
And I just
who's
always
ahead
click
of you?
Thomas. But
Yeah.
if it's any of the other kids, then you're picking up where they finished the show. We're like, did we watch this?
Right.
No, it's so confusing.
It is so confusing. But also like with Optimum, do you have Paramount? Because it's a channel on Optimum. So when you go, I was looking for that like Paramount
Yeah.
on demand.
I don't know. It's confusing. No, I watched Landman. It was awesome. It was so good. I loved it. It was like giving me like historical vibes.
I love it.
Severance.
It's back on. I didn't start it yet.
This weekend I'll be binging.
Yeah, I think
I don't know
so
if they're
too.
going to drop the whole thing or make you wait one week because that's the only thing is I hate waiting.
I know. Apple doesn't drop. Like you wait.
Ugh.
That's the problem. Netflix drops.
Did you see the marketing thing they did for Severance over the week?
No.
Oh my God. So the characters of Severance, and Severance is like, I think written and directed, if nothing else, is directed by Ben Stiller.
Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, I did know that.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. And he's a genius.
Because it's so surprising.
It's so good. And so they did a thing at the Apple store at Grand Central
Oh my God, that's
where
awesome.
they had the characters like working at the Apple, as
my
though they were just
God.
working at the Apple store,
I love
like in
that.
character.
That is
And so
so
everyone's
smart.
like swarming it.
That is so smart.
That is the coolest activation.
Yeah, that is so
I just
smart.
love Severance. You guys watching Severance? No. So do you know what Severance is about?
The premise.
The premise. Thank you, Sharon. So it's such a cool premise because everyone's like, oh, work-life balance.
Right.
And don't bring work home with you. But so they do like they sever a thing in your brain if you agree to it that you go to work every day and you do work. And then the second you ride the elevator, your brain clicks off and you don't remember anything from work and you don't know what's happening on the outside
You
when you're
don't
at work.
realize
It's two
you
separate
have-
lives.
yeah.
And it's wild. It's such a cool.
Concept. I loved it. So I'm going to probably binge that this weekend too. Did you finish Shrinking?
Yeah.
Oh,
So cute. I love that. It's such a good show. I blew right through that. That was so good. And now I'm going through Yellowstone.
I'm not there yet. I just
Oh,
want
it's
to
good.
be. I
It
want
took me
to
a long
be.
time to get back into this last season.
That's
but
on
now I'm
Paramount
like,
too?
yes.
Dang it.
All the good stuff is on Paramount. It's so
I'm
good,
going to just
though.
cancel Netflix.
I wasn't sure how it was going to be without Kevin Costner. Turns out it's perfectly
It's so
fine.
good. Yeah.
Perfectly
Beth
fine.
and Rip are amazing.
Perfectly fine.
Love them.
Beth and Rip is all you need.
Yeah.
And that's it. Okay, so the last thing I have is I'm very excited. I'm like, it's funny this morning. I'm watching television. We're getting ready, and Thomas is in the bathroom, and I see this commercial, and I'm like, oh my god, that's what. And Thomas bursts out of the bathroom. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, I just saw a commercial for a new show on Prime, and Thomas is like, oh my god, I thought something was wrong.
Oh, that's so
Because
funny.
I always say that to everybody. I'm like, I don't think it deserved that much of a reaction. I'm usually that person. And he was like, from your words, like, can you calm down? But you'll understand. There's a new show that comes out today, and it's a movie on Prime called Unstoppable. Have you heard about it? Because it's starring J-Lo and Don Cheadle.
What?
And
too amazing. I love Don Cheadle.
It's a true story, Sharon.
Oh.
Incredible story about a one-legged wrestler.
Oh my goodness.
Who beats the odds at Arizona State University.
Oh my gosh.
Arizona State University Sun Devils. I was like, I'm screaming, and I'm like, oh my God, and the whole thing is like ASU everything, and they show them climbing a mountain, and it's all about the ASU community. It's a true story, and I'm like, Tegan, I texted her, I'm like, you got to get on that dorm. ASU is so hot right now.
Yeah.
That registration is like through the roof because of the football team, and now this movie's coming out starring J-Lo, and so I'm like,
amazing.
Get your dorm.
Yeah.
Okay. They already have a housing problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hurry up.
Oh,
Lock
man.
it in. She hasn't officially said. I'm like, girl, ASU's where you want to be.
Just do it.
Just go ahead and commit. But I'm so excited because it feels like back in the heyday when I went there.
Right.
Because when I went there, Jerry Maguire was filmed there.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I actually had the chance. I could have been in Jerry Maguire. They were filming it.
Oh my gosh.
Because they filmed it at ASU Stadium.
Okay.
But I was paying my way through college at the time. So it was like, I could not miss that Outback shift.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a Saturday night. I needed that Outback money.
Oh my God, that's funny.
So I couldn't go. I can't go sit in the stands. But I think about it, and I remember like Cuba Gooding Jr. is like, I'm Arizona State Sun Devil Jerry. I deserve more money than this.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to see it back in the heyday again.
Yeah,
because
that's awesome.
it's such a wonderful university, and I know like I talk about it all the time, but you know what I love about it is because sometimes it gets a bad rap because it's not as difficult to get into. Well, guess what? Because they're there to educate, and they're inclusive. So that's awesome. And that also it's fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go and have fun.
Yeah.
It's an awesome place. And I'm so excited. And I'm praying that Tegan just hurries. I think she knows she's going there. It's like, so done. But I'm so excited to see this movie, Unstoppable.
That's awesome.
Because also it's an incredible story.
So it's airing tonight?
It airs tonight. It unveils tonight on Prime. And Don Cheadle, incredible.
Incredible.
One of the best actors of our time.
Ever.
I've never seen him in anything that's not just amazing.
Amazing.
And so this could be J-Lo's comeback. They're saying.
I'm hoping.
Here we go.
Her.
So, like, I hope so for her too.
Yeah,
she deserves it. I'm always here for. I'm a J-Lo fan.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my celebrity.
I love it. That's amazing news.
I'm pumped, as you can tell. I'm gonna go take some more Dayquil to get me through the rest of this day.
Get your next dose.
Yeah, my next dose. Anything else for the good of the order, Sharon?
No, I think we're good.
Then I think with that we will say. Stay healthy.
Yes,
and
wash
stay
your hands.
warm, and stay safe. And again, once again, our hearts and love out to everybody in California going through this difficult time. And make sure you do everything you can to be there for each other.
Absolutely.
Right? And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
The Long Island Tea Podcast is brought to you by Discover Long Island, thanks to our generous sponsor, Sands New York. Visit sandsnewyork.com for more information. For exclusive access to contests and promotions, follow Long Island Tea Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and X. And for questions, comments, and collaborative inquiries, email spillthetea@discoverlongisland.com.